Hey everybody, I want to go over how I make a new animations, super simple placeholder animations fit into the game and not have to mess with them in Godot again afterwards. So let's get started. First, I want to make a new sprite, so we'll do Control N. Let's set it to 96 and 96. The style that I want to go for is kind of the Pokemon style, so let's call this head. We'll choose a nice red. Make the size 20. 18 to 20 is kind of the size for Pokemon heads. So that's it. Then I'm going to make a new layer. Shift, and I'm going to do it below the head. Space N. Let's call that body. We'll do that one in a green-ish blue, and we're going to make that 10 pixels. Put it right there. And then I'm going to do the limbs. So let's do a blue for Control Shift N for a new layer. And this is going to be the front hand, so I'm going to put it in the front. This blue is a little bit... I'm going to copy these colors really quick for consistency. Okay, then head, body. Let's call this hand right, because it's his right hand. And then we'll do Shift Space N to put a new layer below. We'll call this hand left, and we'll put that in the back. Then we'll go above the body and do Shift N to put the foot right above the body. What color did I choose for that? This one? Okay. I need to move them all up a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to use this as the baseline. And then Shift Space N to put the foot left below. And choose this orange color and put it right there. All right, simple, super simple character, right? Let's make a simple, I'm going to do a tag. I'm going to call this idle. Then I'm going to make hold Alt and drag over to duplicate it, or you can do Alt N, and then let's edit this to go all the way to 3. If you hold Alt, you can duplicate frames inside a animation. If you hold it and you drag it outside, it'll put it in an outside of it. It's probably hard to see, but if I move it back and forth, you can see it's inside the animation, outside the animation. So I'll do that. I'm going to do this just with 4 because I only want 4 keyframes to start with. Actually, for the idle, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do Alt N, get 8, because I'm going to use 8 frame animations for all of the animations as a baseline. So for running, then we'll do a run animation. So new tag run, and we'll I'm just gonna do the 4 just to keep it simple, and then we can do the in-betweens afterwards. The hand, so the right hand, this is how I'm gonna do the animations. You press V to use the move tool, and then I'm just gonna move it back and forth using the arrow keys to switch between frames and body parts. So let's start with the head, because that's a simple movement. So the first frame, I'm going to go down because it's going to be where the arms and legs are spread out, contact, and then the other ones are going to be up. So you can see, oh, there we go. Oh, that hand got moved down too far. Okay, right. Let's play it so we can see what we're doing the whole time. All right. So right hand, let's move it back. Left hand, move it out. I like to put the one in the back just up a little bit, 1 pixel higher than the front, just to give it a little bit of depth. And then foot, right foot's going to go forward because the left hand is back. I mean, right hand is back. Left foot, whoops. Foot, there we go. Okay. And then we're gonna do the opposite for the back. Right foot back, left hand back, and you can see it's moving super simple, very quick. So to add the in-betweens, I'm just going to hold Alt-N to duplicate each frame, and we'll have 8 frames there. And then I'm going to do it again with the idle. Press Alt and move it over. Create a new tag. Let's call this a run, no dash. For this one, let's do the keyframes again. 4, start with the head. Let's move it forward. And okay, that's all in the right spot. Let's see. Down and down. Let's do the body now. I should probably move the head forward even more. So let's move forward here, move the body. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then for the right foot, that's this one. We'll get it here. And then there. Here. Maybe that's good. What is this one? So this is in the extended phase, recovery, contact, and passing. Let's do the hand. All right, I want it there. Bring it forward. Here's where he's pushing it and then bringing it back. Okay, let's do the left hand. This one, whoops. There we go. Left hand, forward, recovering. Actually, that was the passing, and now we're recovering. There, Cool. Now it's like he's running, and so if we can see like this is kind of a walk, and this is a dash. Oh, and now I'm gonna add the duplicates. So Alt N for each keyframe. I'm not gonna touch these middle ones, the in betweens, at this point because it's just placeholder. I don't care about that. I can edit that later. And then let's grab one more idle and do an attack really quick. New tag. Let's do attack. This will be just a base attack with three keyframes. We'll have a hand. This one it'll be kind of a pullback. Then follow through. Actually, I want it to be a fast one, so I'm gonna have this be the punch, and then this one will be like a little recovery. Yeah, that looks pretty good. This one could go higher. Maybe they all could go higher. Yeah, right there is good. Head. When you punch, yeah, okay. The head will go forward here. Yeah, cool. Feet. No, I want this one to go there. This one will be the furthest one. And then let's do the backhand. Cool, that looks pretty good. I think the front foot or the back foot needs to move forward. And on this one, it could be, that looks weird. All right, so there we have, I just made 4 in 10 minutes. And what I'm gonna do is just add a couple, I know I want attack, side attack, up attack, down attack, and dash attack, and different variations. So I'm just gonna make tags, default tags for each of these ones, so that it can use the space for the animations as on the export. So now I go to edit, no file, export sprite sheet, and I already have it set up the correct way, but by default it's going to look like this with no tags anywhere. Yeah, and it's not going to have an output. So the first thing that you do is go to by rows. You want to make sure duplicates is off, and then go to constraints, fixed number of columns. I said I wanted 8 frames of animation. So this is what you'll get if you just do fixed number of columns, but I want to split it by tags so that all of these extra animations that I added will become their own animation, and if I add more frames to them in the future, nothing will change. All right, so there. So now we have the idle, the walk animation, the run animation, and the attack animation, and then all those extra ones that I made all have space here for me to add them in later. So let's output that to a file, and we'll call this demo SpriteSheet. Cool. Now we'll go to Godot and create a new, well, this is an example of how one that I made already. So here's the idle and the run and the dash. Yeah, you get the idea. So let's make a new character really quick. We're gonna do kinematic body, and we'll add a collision shape. You guys know how to do this. A sprite, and an animation player. Oops. Cool. So here we have the demo sprite sheet. Let's take the sprite and add it to the texture, and then you get this funky looking thing with the sprite sheet. So let's go to animation, and we're going to know that horizontal frames, the columns, is always going to be 8, so I never have to worry about messing with that. Oh look, they all fit perfectly. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What sprite? Go to sprite, 13 V frames. Perfect. Now it fits perfectly in there. Now I'm going to hold Control V and make sure pixel snapping is on. Control V, that puts it right at the base of the feet. I could also just do the offset of -16, and then go to the transform, reset it to 0. Oh look, he's perfectly on the line now. Whoops. And then, so now when we make an animation, let's make an idle animation, new idle. I'm going to set it to 0.8. That way the 8 frames fit at 1/10 of a second every time. Sprite. Now, what I want you to notice is the frame coordinates. If I remove this again, you can see that this is in an array, a 2D array. So we have columns and rows, and the frame coordinates tell you which row and column your current frame is. So let's go back and make that 13 and 8. And if you adjust the frame, you can see how the frame coordinates on the Y goes up by 1 at a time. Those are the rows. So in that case, those are considered the animations, the different animations that we put. So the first row, 0, index 0, is idle animation. So if I do a keyframe here, I know this is my idle animation, and the 0, 0 frame is the first frame in all of the sprite sheet. So I can just do add all of those in, and I don't ever have to edit that again. Let's make it a little smaller, put it on loop, and now we play it. Oh, there's the idle animation. If I made them adjusted, whatever, it's all different. I never have to mess with the positioning or anything of that again. I should put this at discrete. Let's add the run. Set it to 0.8. Keep it at 1 because they're going to be in increments of 1/10 of a second. And I know that I want this to be 1 and this to be 0. because I made the run animation the second row, right? So we add this, create, and then I'm gonna make this 0 again because it keeps it here instead of progressing it after you make it. So auto progresses afterwards. There. Now add looping, press play, change this to discrete, and there we have the run, the little walking slowly animation, which I could do better. I did do better in this one. Animation, run. Yeah, that looks a little bit cleaner. More apparent that it's around. This one's a little bit more dramatic. He's swinging his arms like he's super happy. But if it was actual art, it wouldn't matter. You'd be able to tell. So let's stop the playing there and do the next one. Let's do it to dash. Again, I want it to be 0.8 of a second with 1/10 of a second intervals. Go here, go to the sprite. The next animation was the third row, so we'll do row 2 and set this to 0 and add the animation there. And then it auto progresses, loop it, make it discrete. I don't know why it's usually discrete for this, but and now we have the dash animation, so I can switch between walking and dashing and idle. And then if I edit the sprite sheet, because it's on rows, or if I edit the animations in here, if I add more frames to these, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I never messed with this one. Let's make that one first. So we make the attack animation. Simple, new, attack. I want this one to be 0.15 with 0.025 snap. Then we'll go to the sprite, go to the frames, and I think, yeah, it's row 3. And if you wanted to, you can increment through the animations this way. All right. So here I'm going to add that, and then add the next one. But I shouldn't do 1. Technically, I should really do 2 because I want to have another in-between frame there, and then do 4. And move it back. You'll see why in a second. So that's the way I should have done it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to set this one to 3. Oh, maybe that's why. And this one to 2. No, we'll do 1. Yeah, that's right. And this one to 2. There. And I'll put them here. If I play it, oh look, it's a nice little punch. So let's go back to aSprite and add those in-betweens that we forgot. Alt-N to add the first one, move over, Alt-N to add the second one, move over, Alt-N to add the third one. Now it's slower here because there's extra frames in there, but it doesn't matter in Godot because we're keeping it to be 1/15 of a second. Control. You can either export to SpriteSheet again, or you can repeat the last export. I'm gonna do this because I wanted to go over how to do this again. Make sure that it's rows, fixed number of columns. I set it to 8 so that there's 8 columns. And then make sure you turn on split tags. That way it keeps the tags here. But if you look, the punch, all of a sudden now it has 4 frames, I mean 6 frames in it, because we doubled it and added these in between frames in there. So if I export it, I'm going to overwrite it, go back to Godot, it's going to re-import it, and our attack animation is going to get messed up. Why is that? Because the in-between frames were added. So let's go here, make sure that this is the first one. Yeah, that's the first one on this row. Let's add that here. And then, boom. So this one, let's see, hold on. This is 2. Oh, right. I'm going to get rid of that one. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. Cool. Now, oh look, it works, and we have the in-betweens set up. These two are the same. These two are the same, and these two are the same. But like maybe I'll go back later and add the in-betweens to give it more feeling. Next, we go to I mean, I guess that's it. We've got all of them. Okay, so let's go and add a new attack. Sprite. Here we go. What's this one? It's nothing. It's just idle. Let's call this a down attack. I want him to do kind of like a Hulk smash with both fists. So I'll grab his hand, both of his hands, and bring them up on the first frame to indicate what he's doing. Let's move his feet apart a little bit. 1 frame here, and I mean 1 pixel here and 1 pixel here. Move his body up and his head up. And then let's go to the next frame. Move those hands down. This is going to be the main motion. These are, remember, these are keyframes. I'm only doing 4. I would do the in-betweens later. Here, this one's going to be on the ground. Yeah, that's good. Maybe bring this one in. Create that roundness. And then this one will be the recovery, where he's standing up again and bringing his hands back in. So let's go back to the other hand. It's up, it's out, it's down and in, and then it's recovering. And then we'll do the head next. It's up, it's down, it's really down, or it's on the way down, it's down, and then he's coming back up. And let's do the feet now. The feet probably shouldn't move, except for on the last frame, maybe, when they're coming up. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. Actually, they should probably stay out the whole time. The body, what is the body doing? It's up. It's on the way down. Yeah, cool. So that was an easy one. Let's add a little bit of motion here. And then we'll make a smash here. And then export it. Control E to Control Shift E. Oh, Control Shift X. My keys might be different because I customized the key inputs for it. So I'll make a new attack. We'll call this down attack, and I want it to last 0.4 seconds. It'll be longer than the other one. And we'll start with the row 4, right? It was row 4, 0. Yep. So we'll keyframe that one in, create that. Boom, 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 boom. It was only the 4. But you know what I forgot to do again? I forgot to make the in-betweens. So we'll do new, Alt N, there we go. And then Control Shift X to re-export. Let's do 0.5. Oops, 0.05. I'm going to remove these again. Start at 0. There we go. And boom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. And if we play it, my render got screwed up. So demo player. Save it under entities, save, and I'm gonna really quickly reopen this project. Open the demo player. And let's check out the down A attack. Oh, there we go, it works. Turn it to discrete. Boom, boom, boom. That was pretty quick. Took me 30 minutes to do all of that. Dash, idle, oh yeah, run, and attack. So yeah, that's a simple way to create sprite sheets in Sprite and make sure that they're easily editable in the future with minimal messing around with them in Godot again.